Is there anybody there?
What's up, Dad Hat crew, and welcome to part 3 of my conversation with my good friends Patrick Larson of MiLB Hat History and Paul Caputo of Baseball by Design. Both of those content you can find on Corporate Media, just like mine, corporatemedia.com. Anyways, on this episode, we talk about our thoughts on expansion, on relocation of certain Major League Baseball teams, and then obviously we go into my famous, not so famous questions, guys. So I'm going to keep it short. I'm going to keep it brief. I want to thank you guys for listening to this episode, and then hit the subscribe button. But guys, without further ado, I'll give you the episode. Give me two, and then we'll end this in, and then we'll go into some crazy questions that I'll ask. Okay. Here's my question to you guys to end this, because I think this has been great conversation. Give me two cities in which you think Major League Baseball is going to expand.
Where do I think they're going to expand, or where do I think they should expand?
No, I think where do you think they're going to, right? Because we all have our opinions on where they should. I'll ask that one. That's the last question. But, where do you think that Major League Baseball is going to expand to?
All right. It's hard to disassociate my heart from my head here. So that's interesting. Pat, do you want to jump in here? I don't know.
I know it's a hard one.
I've got a couple of ideas just based on other moves that have been made.
Okay.
So the first one, I think Nashville.
That's what I was going to say.
Yeah.
Nashville. I wish I was first.
So I think Nashville is a prime place because let's face it, Atlanta really dominates that southeastern market, and so we all know. How many people have we heard on countless interviews that say they either have been exposed to the Braves or they're Braves fans because of TBS, and or if they grew up in the Carolinas or they grew up in Tennessee or Alabama. They, the closest team to them was the Atlanta Braves. So I think that, and that was, you had the expansion down into Florida, but that hasn't really affected the Braves all that much. So I think getting a team in Nashville, I think it's a city that could handle a team. And I hate to say that because I love the Sounds and I don't want anything adverse to happen to the Nashville Sounds, but I do think that is a city that could handle a major league team because that Nashville and that greater Nashville area is growing. And I think it would be a good shout for another team in the Southeast. And the other one is more based off of moves that are being made now versus my personal opinion about that it should be there, but Salt Lake City. With the Salt Lake Bees moving out of Salt Lake City a little bit, if I'm not mistaken, that new stadium is going to be out of Salt Lake City proper. Correct me if I'm wrong on that, Paul and Ed, but
it's going to be about 20 miles south of Salt Lake. Yeah.
Yeah. So I'm just thinking because of that move, and I'm wondering if Major League Baseball has anything to do with that, because that's an area that doesn't have, I don't know. I'd question about whether that city could support a major league team effectively, but I'm only saying that based on the move of the Salt Lake Bees out of, was it Smith's Park? Is that
Smith Park? Yeah.
Smith Park. Yeah.
Or
out of Smith Park, Smith's. Yeah. Which looks like an unbelievable view. I'm having not been there, but it looks just phenomenal. But
it's a great ballpark.
Yeah. So, which makes me sad that they're getting a new stadium out there, but it's the reality of what we're going to be seeing across the landscape. So, so I think for that reason, it's not that I want to make it clear. I don't think that's not where I would personally choose to move it, but just based on that move and hearing rumors, I think that could be at least be considered by Major League Baseball.
Yeah. Okay. All right.
So my head, and I'm just going to gloss right over this one because my head goes to Charlotte. I feel like Charlotte's making such a strong put. I know. I'm sorry. My head goes to Charlotte, but there are a couple of places, and again, based on sort of moves that are happening right now, I could see Portland, Oregon being a place that gets a baseball team. They, obviously they've had the NBA there for a long time. The Portland Timbers have shown that, you can have grassroots success in other sports besides the NBA. So I think that it's sort of in the interest of baseball to get back to the Pacific Northwest. In addition to Seattle, right? Because Seattle's travel is just like so hard now, especially with this new rule with every team playing every other team, which is another rule, by the way, that I really liked, sort of a oft overlooked rule this year in baseball. I think so. I would say Portland. I agree wholeheartedly with Pat's Nashville. I hadn't thought of Salt Lake City, but Nashville, I definitely agree with. It's one of the ones that jumped right to mind. And the other one, if they can figure out a downtown ballpark, a place that I would love to see get baseball again, is Montreal.
Oh, 100%.
Yeah.
There's some great fans in Montreal.
Great fans.
Yeah.
Back in the heyday when they, before ownership and Major League Baseball conspired to just crush the will of the fans in Montreal, it was a great baseball town.
Yeah.
I've been to a minor league game there, the Quebec Capitale. That was a fun game to see. So,
who had a good season, by the way?
Did they have a good season this year? Yeah, they won the championship, right?
Yeah, they did, I believe. Yeah.
So that's my head said Charlotte, just because they've had success at the major league level in other sports. But I would really love to see Major League Baseball go to Portland, Oregon, and Montreal.
Yeah. All right.
We're gonna see the 16th incarnation of the Portland Beavers.
Oh, be so awesome.
Be awesome. Be amazing. But how great would it be if they just took on that Mavericks logo, right?
The Portland Mavericks.
Yes, please. That would be.
Rob Nelson throw out the first pitch with a mouthful of big league chew.
100 and then spit it all out. So
sorry to interrupt you, Ed.
No. You're totally fine. I wholeheartedly agree with you guys on Nashville. I think Nashville is just primed to have a major league team there. It's going to happen no matter what. On the Salt Lake thing, I don't know if it's going to happen just because of population, right? Yeah. And that's the hard part in that area, that part of the country, as far as like population. Yeah. Portland, yes. Portland, I think it's a viable one. I think it's a very fast growing area. So I don't disagree with you there. On North Carolina is an interesting one. And I'm glad that you said something, Paul, because I think North Carolina eventually is going to get a team. And everybody talks about Charlotte. Charlotte is a great area, a great city. The problem is that Charlotte is already like enclosed in. There's not a lot of room for expansion when it comes to building there. One of the biggest mistakes that Charlotte made, was approve that ballpark downtown for the Charlotte Knights. And so that is in the smack middle of downtown. Beautiful ballpark. It is absolutely gorgeous ballpark.
Gorgeous.
Right. You have MLS right there they're trying to do something as well with MLS right there as well. The owner of the NFL. So the city's kind of tapped out right now when it comes to monetary support for another major league team. And this is where my heart comes in, but I'm also trying to look at it from the standpoint of, what makes sense. Raleigh is it's an area in which you can definitely see it's one of the biggest TV market right now.
Yeah.
Without one of the major threes. NBA, NFL.
My one concern about that is there was the Durham Bulls.
So I'm glad you asked that.
Yeah.
I'm glad you asked that because you have Seattle right now. You have the Minnesota Twins. Look at the Minnesota Twins, what they're doing right now, right? St. Paul and Minneapolis, they have been able to coexist. If anything, the St. Paul Saints have become very even more popular because of you'll be able to see Major League Baseball players rehab so close by. Cleveland with Akron, Columbus, right? Like you have so many teams out there right now. They have their teams close by that are able to coexist, no problems at all.
Yeah, and I think the only reason I even brought that up is because you can make the case for Tacoma, but like Durham is one of the most storied.
And you're never going to get rid of the Durham Bulls.
Yeah, and they get very protective of their territorial rights. Of course, a major league team would trump that. Normally
Major League Baseball, Major League
Baseball would trump that. But if Major League Baseball has an interest in it would be a real test for Major League Baseball to see how they treat the minor leagues, because you're talking about one of the most storied minor league franchises.
They're not going. Yeah, they know.
Yeah.
They know that
I
they
mean,
can make a lot of money when it comes to a lot of the Major League AAA teams. That they're not gonna, ruin that. But keep an eye out for Raleigh, because right now, and just recently, the governor just said, "Hey, we want a Major League Baseball team here." And so and he's been pushing hard for that.
What about
the owner of the Carolina Hurricanes also is putting a bid for having a team here. So he's putting a study, and he is financing a lot of that, putting an ownership team together for specifically for that. So keep an eye out for Raleigh. I'm just saying.
I got it. We take where the Hurricanes play and we raise it to the ground. We move the Hurricanes back to Hartford.
You won't.
Give the Whalers back to Hartford, and then put a Major League Baseball stadium where the Hurricanes play.
I'm okay with that. I mean, you can also do it where the fair happens. So,
Ed, about Raleigh baseball though, if memory serves me right, wasn't there a guest on the Dad Hat Chronicles talking about Raleigh baseball?
A couple of guys, actually.
The co-founders
of MLB Raleigh, as a matter of fact.
Really MLB Raleigh. I mean, that was on a great podcast, the Dad Hat Chronicles, that we're on right now, right? So go check out the old, all the old episodes of, that our friend Ed Rivera has so artfully put together. So
it was like episode 267.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly.
Yeah. Yeah. So I mean, I'm just saying it's a good 2-part episode. So
it really was. You guys should listen to it, because there is a lot of good information as to why Raleigh is a good area. Again, listen, Apple's coming, but I think Vegas, Nashville is going to get their teams. Portland is a good one as well. So I really do like
Portland's a good shout. Portland's a good shout.
So,
Can I ask a really quick question? I know we're about to go into famous, not so famous questions.
I love it.
When they expand to 32 teams, will there be a significant alignment, and might we see the demise of the 2-league system? I'm thinking 8 4-team divisions.
Yeah, no, I think there'll be a massive realignment for sure. 100%. There will be massive realignment.
So are we talking the Braves go back to the National League West?
Or the Astros going back to the National?
Yeah.
Or the Brewers going back to the American.
Yeah, exactly. The Brewers going back to the American. I think there's going to be a realignment, not just in Major League Baseball, but minor league baseball as well. There's going to be a realignment of teams where they go, right? I know there's
8 more teams.
There's that 10-year contract that they have. But however, I think that with realignment and then with expansion teams coming, that could get really interesting. A lot of good talk for us, that we do this every day.
Yeah.
Hashtag save the
I was going
Hots.
to say, yeah.
Oh, speaking of that, did you see the news though? I sent it to you guys.
They got an extension.
They got an extension until next year. So I'm glad for that, man.
That's good. I mean, and that's good. I mean, Oregon's had a lot of trouble recently with trying to meet standards between Hillsborough and Eugene. So, because another team that we're looking to save is the Emeralds. So, But I mean, I like what you said about the realignment in the minor leagues as well, Ed, because I think the only thing, going back to the Durham Bulls point, I think if they brought baseball to Raleigh, one way to make it work is to have very, very much like you said about how the St. Paul Saints are the AAA affiliate for
Durham
the Twins.
Become part of
Durham's become the AAA affiliate for Raleigh, and not so much for the Tampa Bay Rays.
Yep, I agree. I think that's going to happen. I think eventually, Durham, if a team happens to be coming to the Charlotte area or Raleigh, I think Durham Bulls become an affiliate. If they come to Charlotte, then the Knights, you got to look at the Knights, that relationship between the Knights and the White Sox.
Yeah. Well, and also the team that's coming to Spartanburg from Kinston. I mean, it's going to be, if you have a team coming in that area, they're most likely going to realign and be a part of,
you have to go and say Spartanburg, right? You have to go and say Spartanburg, didn't you?
Sorry.
I'm still waiting for my Spartanburgers Dad Hat. And I paid for it. I'm still waiting for it. So, all right, gentlemen, are we ready?
Been waiting all night for this.
Let's do it.
Let's
go.
You guys, obviously, you already know, we've talked about this one. So I'm not even going to ask. It's like, what do you eat at the ballpark? No, we're not going to do that. We're not going to do that. Give me, okay, wings or drums when it comes to chicken wings.
So
Flats.
Yeah,
Flats.
Oh,
Flats,
God, you guys
100%.
suck at life.
Flats over drummies. Pulling out
Yes.
you have it like you got to separate the bones, and then once you do, you got that big hunk of meat right there.
Oh,
Yeah.
dude, I go straight. Pull it just like that. Yeah, I don't mess around. I just eat it all, the whole thing, and then pull out
Flats.
the okay.
Flats.
I say both.
100%.
All right. Condiments on hot dogs.
I already answered this one when we first started.
Nope.
Mustard
I want
and
to hear
relish.
your thoughts again.
Mustard and relish. No, sorry. Mustard and onions. Mustard and
Mustard and
onions.
onions. Okay, Patrick.
So let's start with Ed. Let's start with the most important ingredient first. The most important condiment, which is ketchup.
Absolutely, 100%.
Yes. So ketchup, mustard, and one that a lot of people probably don't put on it. I like jalapenos.
Jalapenos.
Yeah.
Listen, I'm not going to get drawn into your ketchup culture war. If you want to put ketchup on your hot dogs, I'm good with that. But
I mean, Paul, if you just want to catch up with the rest of us, that'd be okay too.
That's
exactly.
That's a pretty good joke. But I do enjoy pickles on a hot dog as well.
Okay, Chicago dog style.
Yeah, I was gonna
not
say.
the wedge though. Like I want to like slices because I still want to be able to like friggin' fit it in my mouth.
Sounds good. I like it. Oh my God. There goes our rating. All right. Okay. Biggest crush growing up.
Elizabeth Shue.
Ooh.
Adventures in Babysitting, man. It killed me.
That's a good one. Good movie.
Yeah.
This one probably won't be as well known to maybe you guys, but Hillary Duff.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, Hillary Duff. Yep. Okay.
Like-
Okay. All right. You know what? I'm going to turn the tables on you guys because I'm all the one always asking the questions. I want you guys to ask questions about famous, not so famous questions. I really want to, what you guys would ask. I know Paula has a list. I know you do, Paul. So come on, give me some questions here.
Well, I think that you focused very heavily on pineapple on pizza, but I'm curious to know just what everyone's what are your chosen toppings? What are your toppings of choice on pizza? So I want to know that. I think now we have to ask wave or no wave at the baseball game, right?
Oh, open Pandora's box.
You know what? Okay, I'll start with the pizza, right? If you ask me what my normal traditional pizza would be, give me pepperoni, give me sausage, right? Like I'm good with that, but
Okay.
I'm okay with toppings. Pineapple, I still don't know just because it's just, but
the answer is yes.
Okay, another one. People are always asking, you always ask people, like, well, what are you getting at the game? And the answer is always a hot dog and a beer. Beer is very general. What kind of beer are we talking about? Are we talking about a stout? Are we talking about an IPA? Are we talking about
never IPA?
I cannot do IPAs. I cannot do IPAs.
Never.
No, I don't. I do not like an IPA. To me right
the
now,
IPA is odious.
I love an amber, right? Like give me in like an Oktoberfest, or if I'm at a ball game and it's hot out, give me something, like a Modelo or something like.
Dude, give me a summer shandy during the summer. Oh my God. So, I will tear some summer shandies.
Yeah. So if we're workshopping famous, not so famous questions, I would like to know more about the kind of beer people are drinking.
Okay. I will add that to the list.
All right. I've got another one. When you stand up and sing, "Take Me Out to the Ball Game."
Yes.
First of all, I would like to always remind people that there is no S on Cracker Jack. Buy me some peanuts and Cracker Jack. But when it comes to root for the, what do you say? Do you say
home
your
team.
own? You just say the word home team. Pat, what do you say?
A lot of times I'm just selfish. I say the Blue Jays. So
that's what I do. The words to that song are root for the Phillies. I don't care what ballpark I'm in.
Yep.
And of course you have to, try to shout down the other people who are singing along too.
Yeah. No, I say home team. I keep it to what the song is. It says I always say, root for the home team.
I would like to know from future guests, what did they say? Root for the fill. It could be a fill in the blank. Root for the
blank question mark.
Yeah.
I like it.
Yeah, root for the entertain here.
Entertain here. Patrick, do you have any questions? I know you do, my friend.
Oh man.
Or Paul, do you have any more?
Favorite.
Because I mean,
How about how about this? Favorite candy. I
man,
don't know if you've gone into that.
gummy bears, bro. I tear off some
Oh, nice.
gummy bears.
Nice. It's nice to hear you answer some of your own questions because you go into all these famous, not so famous questions with other people, but a lot of times you do not answer them your own questions yourself.
Yeah, well, I mean,
So,
the 100th episode, Darla asked me a bunch of questions, so that was a lot of fun.
True. Be sure to check out the 100th episode of the Dad Hat Chronicles.
That was a good one.
Anyways, yeah, it was a very good one.
Speaking of 100th episodes, I've got a 100th episode coming in 2 days.
Oh my God, how exciting. Are you excited?
This week is the 100th episode of Baseball by Design.
Congratulations, my man.
What are you doing?
I have a litany of famous guests. Wait till you see the celebrities that are coming on Baseball by Design. It is
funny.
Wow, really glad I made the cut there,
invitation.
No. Wait till you see.
Really glad.
You'll see when you see. You'll see. It's well. Let me just say, Tom Hanks, Justin Bieber, Barack Obama.
Oh, congratulations.
Yeah.
Still waiting for my invitation, though. Still waiting for my invitation. Thank you very much. Appreciate that.
Well,
Ed, it just took 100 episodes for us to figure out where we rank on Paul's, list.
Oh, do you mean the ranking? We're not on the ranking. That's what it means.
Let me just say, how about if we were to tally up the number of times each of you has been on my podcast
Once.
And the number of times I have been featured on your things that you do? I bet you I've extended more invitations than you have.
I include you. We used to have a show together, Paul.
We still have a show together.
Yeah, I was gonna say to be fair to me, mine is all of 2 minutes, so there's not a whole lot of time.
Hard.
I want to guest time
for although I'm coming up with some ideas for how to try to get guests on though.
Patrick, here's what you need to do: just superimpose a picture in a corner of your video of Paul wearing one of the dad hats of that
holding the book.
Yeah.
I'm gonna print off a picture off of a printer and just have Paul right next to me and say, "Hey, Paul, what do you think of this hat?" Hey Ed, what do you think of this hat?
Literally just have him just go slowly moving the picture up, in front of your face, and then having Paul wearing that hat.
And I'm going to say, because a lot of my information honestly does come from like Paul Caputo articles or from the New York Times bestseller. What's that called? The story behind the nickname that you can buy on Amazon and both print and digital form, but get the digital form because it has updated content. And
order your copy right now.
Yes, and you can buy that wherever fine books.
As you're listening to this episode, you should be on the website. It's on Amazon as well.
You should
order it.
That is one of my Bibles when it comes to like doing the MiLB Hat History series. So I do want to make sure that people know that big credit to the great Paul Caputo for some of the research that he's done. It certainly has been a big help to me. Exactly. Yes, it's helped me. So Paul Caputo, I want to officially thank you for that. So because between your sportslogos.net minor league correspondent episode articles and your collection of those, the story behind the nickname, they have been a great help. So thank you very much.
Pat, as always, you're way too kind. I was thinking about like putting a volume of this book up there, like expanding it to include like all of the stories behind the nickname and having it be just like 600 pages long and cost like $150. And if I sold
my money,
if I sold two copies of it would be worth it.
Take my I'm gonna put that little I'm gonna put that little gift. Take my money. For Simpsons one. Take my money.
With Fry from Futurama.
Take my money. That's what it was. Shut up and take my money. I'm sorry. It's Matt Groening, but I have wrong show. Right creator, wrong show.
Love it. I absolutely think you should do it. Absolutely do it, man. That would be so cool.
I want to hear Paul Caputo's I want to see Paul Caputo's takes on independent teams. I mean, and
but here's the problem with independent teams though. Like
they fold so quickly. Yeah. Some of them can fold.
They go up and they go down.
They fold in the time between when you order a hat and when they ship the hat.
Or they never ship it to you.
Yeah.
Thanks, Spartanburg. You know what, though? You should, your next hat, here's an idea. I'm just giving away this stuff for free here, guys.
Yeah.
The Dearly Departed edition. And then just have a history on those.
That's a chapter in the book is Dearly Departed.
There you go. But no, just make it a whole book.
Just make the whole book Dearly Departed.
Dearly Departed.
Ed, who was your childhood crush?
Oh,
That's a good one.
Alyssa Milano.
Alyssa Milano. Did you know that Alyssa Milano once retweeted me?
Oh, well, I mean, it's the kind of person that she is.
I have so in my lifetime, I have created 3 things that have gone like genuinely viral. One was 2009. I created a flow chart on how to choose your favorite baseball team. And it was just meant to be like a jab at like every single team.
Mhm.
And it started out with the question, do you have a soul? And if you said yes, you went to 29 Major League Baseball teams. And if you said no, it went to the Yankees.
Good. It still applies. It still applies to this day.
And so then every other branch of this flow chart, I actually literally crashed the server that my blog was on with that thing because it got out there and kept getting
Congratulations.
So that was 2009. 2012, I did a meme. I was experimenting with memes on bloggers to be named later.
Mhm.
And I did one where I said, it's okay if you don't like baseball. It's kind of a smart person sport. And that took off like wildfire. It got out there and was everywhere for a little while. And to this day, I still see the third one that I created that went viral, which is maybe you've seen it. Every time Angel Hernandez misses a call, you'll see this meme out there of it's like a screen grab of an iPhone.
Yep.
And it says Angel Hernandez, missed call, missed call, missed call.
Mm-hmm.
That's me. I did that. I did that during the World Series in 2018, 19, something like that. That was that every time you see Angel Hernandez miss a call and you see the iPhone screen grab of Angel Hernandez missed call, that's my work out there.
So in other words, you're the reason that kids are still dressing up as Angel Hernandez for Halloween this year, right?
Maybe I want to take credit for that. I don't know how I went down that road. Was it the flow chart? Oh, it was Alyssa Milano.
Alyssa Milano.
Yeah. So Alyssa Milano retweeted the flow chart.
And I know it's going to sound kind of creepy to people that I said my crush was Hillary Duff when she's actually technically younger than I am. So I might want to say something else. Another one was Salma Hayek. Yeah.
That's a good one.
Yeah.
I like it.
Yeah.
The other question could be, who's your crush right now? We're all in relationships. We can't answer that question. It's inappropriate.
No, cannot answer that question. That's just crazy talk.
Yeah.
Oh, there it is. And there it is. I'm looking at the meme right now.
What'd you find? The Angel Hernandez one or the
Angel Hernandez
baseball's
one.
a smart person sport?
Yep.
Yeah.
From KFC Barstool, Kevin Clancy, right? Does not know that, there it is. The meme is right there.
Yeah.
So yeah.
So Ed, do you mind if I talk about all the times that I went viral?
I'm waiting for me to go viral at least just once.
Well, I'm about to talk about all of mine. Okay, I'm done.
Exactly.
How about this? As an aside, F Barstool.
100%.
Yeah.
Yep. So I'm with you there. There. Guys, this was a lot of fun.
Are we done?
Yeah, we're done, man.
So I can't talk for 2 more hours?
It's been over an hour.
I wanted this to be like a 5-parter.
This is, I'm gonna have to split this thing. You guys know this. It's Sunday night, 10:30 p.m. I still gotta go in, and now I gotta edit this thing.
Yeah, that's what happens when you get. That's what happens when you get people on that like to talk, Ed.
Right.
We'd act like we can't act like we didn't know this was coming.
But here's the thing, though. Here's what I want to do, and I'm gonna be completely honest. I'm probably just gonna get to a point where it's like good place to stop it, and then just cut it, and then put it like this: intro, outro.
Let's record something right now where we're like, guys, let's take a break and come back next week.
I know, right?
Yeah.
And then I'm gonna have to go in and
drop this in at right in the middle, Ed, just like right in the middle of something like Pat saying. Have me be like, I'm tired. I'm going to bed. It's 9 o'clock in the Mountain Time Zone.
Right. The non-existent.
We'll be back. We'll join you next week.
So this is going to turn from the Dad Hat Chronicles into a completely separate podcast. It's like the Dad and Two Sons Chronicles.
Oh my God, this is going to be great. I love this. Go ahead, Paul. Tell me.
I was just going to say, I do like to say that I believe that I am responsible for the Earned Fun Average guys' most difficult editing process because I came on their podcast like just totally manic about, I don't even know what was going on, but like I was completely wound up. And, we were all three of us just like laughing the whole time. And then it took like 3 months for that episode to appear because Eric was just like, I don't know how to edit this.
Yeah, I feel like I took second place because mine was like again 3 to 4 months after I got on, and I forgot that I was even on it. And then they were like, "Wow, that was," they were like, "Wow, that was an hour longer than I thought it was going to be." I said, "And you can't actually think that you didn't think I was going to come on and shut up, did you? Because anyone that knows me knows that I do not know how to stop. So
You'll
How
talk to
about
the wall.
Can we
I
take a
will.
moment just to say how great our friends with Curb Rim Media are, though? Like the Earn Fun
Yes.
Average, Eric and Johnny, they are so funny.
Mhm.
That podcast is such a blast.
It is.
The Anna DiTomaso and the Baseball Bucket List is just such a joy every single week.
With Anna's podcast, here's the two things that will no matter what, one of those two things or both things will happen. One, you will cry. That's
Yes.
how
Right.
it's
Yes.
just a given. Or two, you will be spending money.
Spend money.
I was just about to say there's two things that cry. I cry and my wallet cries because
Exactly.
I'm like,
because I'm either buying merch or I'm wanting to set up a trip to go and do
Yeah.
whatever she's done. And
Yeah.
or usually a combination of the two, because when I go to the place, I'm gonna buy merch too.
Right,
So
so exactly.
like
yeah.
I should
And-
fly to Japan and see baseball.
Right.
That's
I
a
want
good
to go to
idea.
the Caribbean and go watch some Caribbean series or Mexico. Why would I not
and
wanna
now
do that?
and now she's doing it off of her podcast because now she's
Mhm.
putting up pictures of World Series Game 1. Of course, Mr. Caputo is also guilty of that. I spent a lot of money because of him too,
Mm.
and because of Ed. Now that I think of it, you baseball influencers that you are. I spent
and
I
also-
regret nothing.
Also, Baseball Mapper though. Those guys every year. I get planning like literally sometimes hours after the end of Baseball Palooza. I get going planning on Baseball Palooza.
And where did you go? What website do you use?
I use baseballmapper.com. It is so
Boom,
much fun
Yes.
to I do a little chart with all the home teams and when they're home and when they're away, and then I go map it out.
So, Paul, question here. But what
Mhm.
if I wanted to see like collegiate summer league teams or independent professional league teams? I mean, can I find those on baseballmapper.com?
Corey, their brilliant programmer, has set it up such that you can just click which levels you want to see. You can see
What?
baseball museums on there, all
What?
the things. All
Yep,
the
You
things.
mean, you mean I
100%.
can get all of those on baseballmapper.com?
We like to call Patrick Newt Other Patrick. And Patrick and Corey have done an amazing job of putting together that website. So
They have.
I just, I wanted to take a moment with the three of us here to just say, hey, how about our Curve Brim Media team? They're great.
I'll say this, though.
Outstanding.
If you guys really like all this content that we're putting out there, go to curvemedia.com. That's where you're going to find all of this information because it is right there.
Yes.
We're also working with some great sponsors. So, let's be honest, guys. It is great stuff. Like I'm going to be wearing my Wasabi t-shirt on Tuesday. Just want you guys to know I'm going to be wearing this. If you guys feel free to wear yours as well, because it's going to be great.
Yeah. You know what? You're wearing yours on Tuesday, Ed. I will wear mine on Tuesday as well.
Let's do it.
Thank you to Global League.
Yeah, again, great stuff, So, guys, again, make sure you guys are following Paul Caputo on Baseball by Design. He is on Instagram, on Twitter. You're on Facebook, my friend. Your podcast is great. Patrick Larson, the man. You're the legend. Okay, MiLB Hat History. You are on Instagram, on Twitter. You also have, and a lot of people don't know this, and I don't know if you've even done it, but you also have a soccer Twitter account as well. So you're a man of many talents, my friend. You are a man of many talents. So make sure you guys subscribe to them, hit the like, follow them, follow me on Dad Hat Chronicles. I'm everywhere, guys. I literally am trying to just put that out there. I have a show, I have the podcast. I try to nibble a little bit on everything. So thanks for listening, and then we will see you guys next week.
That was a good dry run. Should we hit the record button?
Yeah, let's do that.
Yeah, let's do that.
Oh, I hope you guys enjoy that episode with Patrick and Paul and myself. Special thanks to these guys. Big shout out. They came in on short notice and helped me when I needed some help with some content. So I hope also you guys enjoy this. I really did have a lot of fun. These guys, we could have been talking for hours about baseball, and we could be putting 5, 6, 7 parts of this conversation. But I have to keep it short. Okay, this is my longest series, so 3 parts. So Again, thank you to Patrick and Paul. Make sure you guys are checking out their content, okay? MILB Hat History with Patrick Larson, and then also Baseball by Design podcast, which is really good. Gives you a lot of details on the behind the scenes of what goes on into the design of logos, colors, all that fun stuff, okay? You can find all of us at curveprintmedia.com. That's right, curveprintmedia.com. You can also find my show there, my live show, all of that stuff. So again, so much to say, but thank you so much. Thank you. Hit the subscribe button, give it 5 stars, and until then, guys, keep on grinding and always support the minor leagues. See ya.
Guys, let's take a break and come back next week.